What's up, y'all? I am Marcus, also known as Epic Name Bro, and welcome back to the Dark Souls 2 walkthrough. The playlist link is in the description. Right now, we are about to go take on the boss of the Cathedral of Blue. We got here through Hade's Tower of Flame. Let's just get it started. Familiar face, is it not? The Dragon Slayer is back. Alright, so for this guy, very similar to the Pursuer actually. Walking forward and circling behind him while keeping a shield raised is a very easy way to deal with him, because a lot of his attacks will just straight up miss you and give you opportunities to get some damage in. Let's come on now. Like that. Watch your stamina though. He does have a few nasty attacks. Like that one, if you block both hits of that, you're gonna lose most of your stamina, probably have your guard broken. So do be careful. Mind your stamina at all times. But you can block one hit and then roll through like this to get behind him if you feel like just walking isn't gonna do the job. I'm gonna back up here. I want him away from the wall. I want to stay away from the sides and away from the wall because those will impede my movement. He still has his crash move like Super Orns does in Dark Souls 1. You just need to back out of range of that AoE. That jump up attack is a really good opportunity to get damage. That is an unblockable move. Just walk around behind him. Also note that he has some sort of defense boost after he does it. So it's not always the best opportunity to get damage on him. You can use that as an opportunity to heal if you need one though. Let's see, what are some other things that I need to comment about? Really, his most dangerous attacks are his normal combos, because they're the ones that are gonna leave you low on stamina and then put you in a bad way. He does have projectile attacks. Let's see if we can get him to use one from over there. No, he's gonna come near. Alright. Yep, just strafing around him. Oop, I missed. And I shouldn't have attacked the second time. I should have just kept my stamina up and reset the situation. Alright, he's gonna use magic attack. That one goes high. You can actually walk under it. Remember, just back up. It's better to go a little too far than to be too close and get clipped by that. You don't... Ooh. You can always roll forward towards him if you feel like you're a little bit too far away to walk. If you walk forward and to the right, you can avoid it, but if you feel like you're too close, then just roll. Other than that, there's really not much to say about him. Oh, I missed. Except that you can parry. But I'll probably need to stand in front of him to do that. Not that one. Oh, yeah. You can block that, but it's gonna guard break you, but he doesn't actually really recover quick enough afterwards to do anything nasty to you. Yeah, that's really all there is to him. Got him. He doesn't stagger very long at all after a parry. Basically, once you've recovered from the parry, it's already gonna be, he's already gonna be recovered. Alright, so that was the old Dragon Slayer. And if we check out his soul, the old Dragon Slayer is reminiscent of a certain knight that appears in old legends. Now, a lot of people are going to have a lot of questions about this, like, is that actually Ornstein? Is that the Dragon Slayer from Anor Londo? And I'll answer your question by saying, first of all, a lot of people are going to look at this sword and feel like that looks a lot like the Great Lord Greatsword, like Gwyn's sword from Dark Souls 1. And also the style of clothing is very reminiscent of what you might see, especially those sandals. Although, do note the animal motif heads. We'll talk more about that as we continue. But some other things I wanted to note about this area of Hade is the fact that we've found, like, there's a Lloyd's talisman, which is Allfather Lloyd, brother of Gwyn, or no, his uncle, excuse me. And there's also a Divine Blessing, which is related with Guinevere, and we read the lore on that before, and we saw, where's my Divine Blessing? There it is. We saw water blessed by an ancient goddess. Her name is long forgotten. This is important. Her name is forgotten. And in any age, there are those who refuse to see reason. It is their meddling that distorts the truth. There is some lore in the game, and I believe it's the name engraved ring that gives it to you, that the names of the gods, it could be the same gods as from Dark Souls 1, but just being worshipped by another name is kind of what they leave open. And once we get the name engraved ring, we'll see that for sure. We can also get some more Haid lore right here with this awesome mask. Whether Haid refers to a kingdom or was just a name for the land is not clear, for no records date back far enough to tell. All that is known is that the Way of Blue had its origins in Haid, and that Haid was later subsumed by the sea. And it's kind of hinted at there that Haid could be an Orlando or Lordran that has sank into the sea. It's hinted. We'll go down here in just a second. I forgot to talk to Tagre up here. Accidentally called him Targay a couple of times.
Transient being. This is no place for one such as you. Be gone. You are not needed. Transient being, nothing has changed. You would never make a Knight of the Blue, and I have nothing more to say. Be gone. You are not needed.
Alright, this is how and where you join the Sentinels of Blue Covenant. If you're wanting to join that covenant, you need to talk to him. I believe you need a token of fidelity in your inventory to do that. Another really interesting thing about this, other than the blue coloration, a lot of the architecture is also reminiscent of an Orlando. We'll discuss that more in a bit, though. For right now, let's go down here. If you do join the Sentinels of Blue, you can use these statues to arrange duels with other members of the Covenant. So if you're looking for some honorable PvP, that's one way to try to get some. How the community handles it, we'll see. Alright, let's level up a little bit here. First things first, we're going to go on up to 20 endurance. If you'll notice, my stamina is increasing with 2 points, 2 points, 2 points, 2 points, 2 points, 1 point. So this is your first major breakpoint, and actually I believe it's the only major breakpoint for endurance is at 20. You're going to probably want at least 20. You're probably going to want more eventually, but it's you get much lower returns, 50% diminishment of your returns there. So up to 20 at least. Adaptability, this is something that I think it's going to be a stat that, how can I say it? It's not very overtly powerful. I think it's going to be something that a lot of people underestimate. I prefer to have some, if for no other reason than to increase my agility so that my healing speed is a little bit quicker. I don't know. We're still very early in this game, and it's going to remain to be seen. It could be that it is just almost worthless compared to raising vigor or something along those lines, but for now, I'm taking it and I'm trying it out. But I just want to make it very clear that I'm not saying adaptability is something that you need for your build. I'm saying that its true value remains to be seen, and it's just something we're going to have to look at as we go. Vigor and vitality are a couple of things that I will probably be taking later. You may be wondering why I'm keeping my strength and my dex just at the bare minimum required for my weapon instead of increasing my damage further, and the answer to that will become clear later on. But basically what I'm doing would be, this name's going to have a stigma to it, but it would be the equivalent of a giant dad build, I guess you could say, but it's not really. You'll see. It's different. And it's different because what I mean by a giant dad build, or reminiscent of a giant dad build, is the fact that we're going to focus a lot on on increasing our defensive attributes, so health and endurance and things like that, and not so much on pumping up our offense. We're going to rely on something that does not use a lot of scaling to get our offense. You'll see what I'm talking about when I get there. And the reason I'm doing that is for survivability. And the reason I'm focusing on survivability, and this is something I know some people have complained that the strats are too safe or whatever. This is a walkthrough. That's what this is. I'm trying to show people a way that players of all skill levels can reliably beat the game and find the secrets and do those sorts of things. So I just wanted to go ahead and nip that one in the bud. There's not going to be lots of crazy challenges and stuff on this particular playthrough because it's a walkthrough that's meant to help people. So things like parrying the pursuer to get the ballista to be able to shoot him with the ballista in single player. I didn't really focus on that strategy too much because I think people who are having difficulty just beating the pursuer are going to have difficulty parrying the pursuer. So that's where we're coming from with all of that. All right, let's get back in this. Oh. 2, 3. I should have just done normal swings. It would have been faster. Amber herb. This whole area, and I forgot to note it when we were going down the spiral stairs. There should be nothing over here, but I always check anyway. Yeah, okay. I should have noted when I was going down the spiral stairs that was also very reminiscent of Anne Orlando. I ain't saying this place is Anne Orlando. I'm saying that the game gives you some hints. Even these sentinels, these knights of an old generation, if you want to phrase it differently, these old knights are very reminiscent of Anne Orlando as well. So there's a lot of different ways that you can look at it, and it's going to depend on what ending of Dark Souls 1, how that resolves in your mind. There's going to be multiple possible interpretations of it, and it's going to be something that I'm looking forward to talking about in lore videos. But those are going to come a little bit later. I want everybody to have a chance to get through and enjoy the game first, and to learn about the lore themselves before I talk about stuff, because I know some things that, yeah. Alright, here we go. Let's just continue with the walkthrough. I've been kind of cruising through this area because we've already fought these enemies before, and it should be pretty clear how I'm handling it. Alright, this door. Listen to me. You cannot open that door. You cannot get past that door. Even if you use no clip. There's nothing on the other side. That's Spy already told me, we really are gonna, some of these doors to nowhere, we really have to clear up for people so that they don't just go crazy trying to find out how to, and I think he's right on that. The knight stuff, the knight set. Interestingly enough, the knight armor this time around still looks pretty much the same, but and honestly, I think it goes really well with the Hade Iron Mask too. I like that. I like that combination. But it and the Elite Knight set are balanced differently. Like in the previous game, Elite Knight was pretty much just an upgraded version of Knight set. But this time around, they're balanced against each other a little bit. And that's something, after I get the Elite Knight set, we'll be able to compare them more carefully. There's nothing here, but I always look. There's nothing there, but I always look. And we are almost to Lucatiel. Alright. Y'all remember when I told you that Valencia was my baby? And then I was like, nah, she's not my baby. And then I was like, Lycia's my baby? And I was like, she's my baby. And now I'm going to be like, well, Lycia is my baby, but Lucatiel's number 2. Valencia's a distant number 3.
What is it? I don't know you, and you don't know me. Things are better that way.
Yes, Lucatiel is a woman. People I was amazed how many people didn't pick that up from her artwork before the game was released. But yes, this is a woman.
You are an odd one. Normally, people keep a safe distance when they see this mask. But you... I'm called Lucatiel. From the land of Mira to the far east, across the mountains. They say Drang Lake brims with powerful souls. And so I came to claim my share. But what a strange place. Even the rumors did not prepare me. You are an odd one indeed. I've always made a point of avoiding people, while you've made a point of engaging me. I can see that you are mid-journey. If you require assistance, I will help you. I come from Mira, a land of knights. My sword is always ready. Don't hesitate to call upon me. Whatever happens, I won't be missed.
Alright, Lucatiel. Damn it. Damn it, what is it with them and these ladies and keeping their heads down? You can see that mask.
You are, well, I can't, don't hesitate.
Alright, now that we have exhausted her dialogue, resting at the bonfire is going to prompt her to move on. I said, resting at the bonfire. And she's gone. We need to stock up on some stuff in Majula before we proceed. Alright. Before we proceed to No Man's Wharf, we're gonna do some doings with Lenegrast here. But first, we need to use these souls because we're gonna spend it all right now. The key point here is that the place where we're going to now, No Man's Wharf, is a lot easier if you have some ranged attacks. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to upgrade my light crossbow. I need one more shard, alright. I could do that. Reinforce. There we go. I'm not going to spend my large Titanite because I'm still using that to upgrade my main weapon, but I took my light crossbow up to +3. And now we need to buy some ammunition. I'm going to buy the 50 heavy bolts, and then I'm going to stock up on wood bolts as well. There we go.
Drat. You're worse than my reckless daughter. Don't spend your whole life in transit, you hear? You'll need souls. Don't wait.
Alright.
I'll be around if you make it back.
Now, let's equip our light crossbow and our heavy bolts rather. We're overweight at this point, so I'm gonna have to drop that cool helmet that we just picked up. That's too bad. And in fact, I'm going to use the traveling merchant hat. Now, I know a lot of people probably hate the traveling merchant hat. Honestly, I don't think it looks too bad, but I don't really like to wear it either. But we are going to be getting rid of it fairly soon. See, the reason I want to wear the traveling merchant hat here is because there's an awesome helmet here that I want to pick up. It doesn't really have any great effects or anything, but it looks cool. Beware those fire arrows. You can proceed along this pier right here if you want to go that way. I prefer to take this side path instead, and you'll see why. You just saw somebody throw a pot of oil at me. Let's cut these guys down. Alright. No Man's Wharf is home to a type of enemy known as the Varangian. Come on, Varangian dude. They like to throw these jars of oil. Try not to get oiled up. Ha ha ha, Khan. Alright, sorry for the Street Fighter jokes. And so, what we have here is they're throwing pots of oil at us, and other guys are shooting fire arrows. 1 + 1 is in fact 2, and if you get hit with that oil and then you get shot with the fire arrow, you're going to fucking explode, which is really cool. But ooh, what do we get? Ah, the cuffs. That's not what I wanted. I wanted the helmet. I love their helmet, man. It's so awesome. All right. I'm gonna press the strong attack button and I'm gonna fire. Ooh, ooh, dodged it. Ooh, almost fell off. I fired a heavy bolt by shooting with the strong button instead of the normal button. It fires bolt 2 when I do that, so. Oh no, oh, lock on, dude. Oh man, that was some fail shit right there. That was annoying too. Hold on, do I have my ring? I don't have the ring of restoration on, do I? Let's change that. Instead of Chloranthy, I'm gonna go with the ring of restoration. That was annoying. Alright, here we go. Now I'm gonna snipe. There's a triple pull right here. These 3 dudes will all attack at the same time. Oops. Alright, soften this guy up a little bit. And he's dead. And you're dead. And you're dead. It's a lot harder if you fight them all 3 at the same time, I promise. That's another thing. A lot of people saying that the game looks really easy. Well, I've played it a few times, and I know some of the tricks, so yeah. Alright, there's a new enemy type here. These dark stalker dudes over here. They hate fire. They'll cover their faces and run away if you confront them with a torch. But after a certain period of time, they just get pissed off and freaked out completely by it, and they'll begin attacking you again. But you can use it to buy yourself some time to get some easy kills on them. But do be careful, because they do eventually get over their fear with rage. So watch it. Fire off a couple of heavy bolts here. He's going to throw oil, but he's not going to be able to reach me, so I'm just going to fire a normal wood bolt. There we go. Alright. Branching path here, we can go to the right, we can go up, we can go in this building. I'm going to go in the building first. And we're going to be careful about this guy. So if you're using a normal shield or better, the Varangians will rebound off of your shield when you block, thanks to the deflection type. That's something that the shields actually don't show, but shields, great shields, and small shields all have different deflection types. There's a secret right in here. We're gonna grab it in just a second. But first, hey you. Ooh, I fat rolled just then, didn't I? Why did I fat? Oh, adding the Ring of Restoration into the mix raised my weight too much. We got a stray dog over there. We got a Varangian blocking, and he stopped blocking. The dual wield guys seem to have a little bit less HP than the normal ones. Damn, the dog ran off. Alright. Let's get the secret. This door that exists right here is just strictly, purely a hint as to the secret. So, that's what that's all about. Ring of Life Protection. The Ring of Life Protection is extremely good. It's extremely good. Nullifies death but breaks. Divine ring that watches over one's life. Created by the students of Ivory Roans, Sage of Lindelt. Its great protective power will protect you from any loss upon death, but after its power is spent, the ring will break. Very similar to in Dark Souls 1, but you can repair it. I know it does cost some souls to repair, but the main use for that ring is, and hold on, I'm gonna have to go hatless here. the main use for that ring is if you die and you have a blood stain. If you die again while wearing that ring, your original blood stain won't disappear. Did that dog come up here, really? Where the hell did that dog go? That's baffling. I'm not going to be too pleased. I believe that's full of oil, if I remember correctly, so be careful about that. Well, in any case. Now, let's go down here. Oh, there he is. Come on, then. What? Oh, there we go. Come on, dog. Look. Somebody come play. Dog. Dog, you're killing me, dog. There's archers up top. That's the reason why I'm trying to be cautious as I approach. Well, that's one of the reasons I'm trying to be cautious as I approach. Alright, look. Damn it! I got stuck with an arrow. Those enemies have really good range on their arrows. Come on, dog. You'll see why I'm not just approaching in just a second. Alright. I've had enough of you. I've had enough of you! Hey, and block the arrow too, like a boss. Alright. Be quiet as you come in here. You're gonna be tempted to roll and break that barrel. Don't do it. Come in here. Kill this guy in a strong attack. Kill this guy in a strong attack. Kill this guy in a strong attack. If you make noise, they'll wake up and you'll have to deal with 3 of them. Sometimes these archers fall off the roof. Sometimes they stay in the building. That's just something we're going to have to be careful about. For now, let me come over here and get this treasure. What do we got? Bandit Axe and the Brigand set. Alright. So the Brigand set. Got the hood here. Mountains surround Drang Lake on 3 sides. Most travelers who try to cross them end up hapless prey to the countless brigands lurking there. But a lot of these brigands aren't just nameless dudes. An axe of the bandits of the Ferosan outskirts, very sturdily built for the armament of a bandit. When Ferosa fell to war, its citizens were left landless, and entirely to their own devices. Many were reduced to thievery, while Ferosa knights scattered to other lands as sellswords. Ferosa is home to a lot of great warriors, including Shieldless Lothian, formerly of Ferosa. Yeah. Alright, these guys, did anybody drop down? Yeah, you did. Aww. That's one of them. There's another one upstairs, but we'll deal with him when we get up there. To me, Ferosa is kind of like... he will try to do a plunging attack on you there. It's crazy, but... Ferosa's like... I don't know. I'm not saying it's Baldur, but it's kind of like the new Baldur to me, and like it's the cool kingdom where all the awesome people are from. Or maybe that's Mira. I don't know. There's lots of really cool lands in the new lore. That repair powder is going to come in very useful in this place because it's quite lengthy. Alright. Locked gate, summon sign on the other side. This will be a shortcut to the boss after we manage to unlock that gate, which we have not yet done. So for now, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to run and hop across here again. I heard a dog. So he is inside that building. What the hell is up with that dog, man? Well, that's a glitched enemy. Alright. We went down there, but we were under pressure from these snipers on the roof, so we almost missed that. Once again, that's a level design thing, I guess. They give you the obvious ambush to worry about, and then when you walk up, you've got pressure from the archers, and then you run in and there's the sleeping guys, and you get so distracted that you don't look over here. There's a place to put a Pharos lockstone. If you put a lockstone here, there is a large chandelier above, up there, that will light up. And the effect of that is, you remember the shadow lurking beasts that we've been fighting off while using a torch? If you light that, they're constantly fleeing into the darkness out of the light. So you can use that if you're having trouble here. Get us some items to trade with the crow. I need to remember to do that. Need to remember to do that. And now we're back at the bottom again. And we're just gonna proceed on with the level now. Alright. Light a torch here. Unless you've used the lockstone. This will give you the opportunity to run in here and kill some of these guys before they turn aggressive on you. They will eventually turn aggressive again. They'll go berserk. So you have to be mindful of that, but hopefully, you see, you can just stave them off with the torch and then pick them off with ranged attacks too. You gotta drive them into a corner to be able to reliably do that, but I know you hear the drinking sounds as well. Alright, be careful with this door. The enemies lurking on the other side can break it. See, he just went berserk. He's gonna charge forward now. Or he should. He can't figure out how to get to us. That's cool too. I guess I'll just let him do this so that you can see that it happens. He'll break the wall, and that door board, it glitches all the fucking time. Alright, now we got a little bit more of an issue if this guy comes for us. I saw him go in berserk mode, but once again his pathing is screwed up so he can't get to us. And Woodbolt for the finish. We're still not done here yet, though. Radiant Life Gem, that's nice. Be careful, there's some upstairs as well. So we need to be careful. One of them berserked on me over there. Another one did. Okay, time to go. Torch isn't going to help us very much anymore. After they freak out, you can... Oh, you can backstab them, but I missed it. Oh, this is dangerous. Oh, shit. Bleeding. Bleeding. Bleeding reduces your stamina. Ooh, shit. That's a bad situation, man. Yeah, I missed my backstab. Is where I got screwed there. Alright, that's cool. You guys just run away. Missing the backstab in that situation was really bad. You can backstab them, and it's maybe not an easy kill, but an easy almost kill. You see, they do ridiculous bleed build-up, and it goes through a shield as well, so... I need you to... die. Yeah. And you'll notice here I'm not topping myself off. I'm letting my Ring of Restoration do the work for me there. And I'm gonna open this door. Be careful here. This is not an enemy. That is a merchant. Don't attack him. He's cool. First, I'm gonna open this up and get a German spy's favorite fucking weapon in the game. Greatsword. This thing is ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. Where is it? Where is my greatsword? I just picked it up. There it is. 22. It weighs 22 units. Insane. But you see that my +4 bastard sword has lower attack than the base greatsword. So it's got huge attack power. It's very heavy. It does 50 poise damage. All that's really good. But it does require like 28 strength. You can hold it in two hands if you have 14. So I can actually use this two-handed. Note the reach on this thing. It is a monster. It's got that vertical overhead. It's not very slow either. It's pretty quick. And it's got this horizontal swing as well. It's a really good weapon. It's not for me, but yeah, it's a really good weapon. So if you're looking for a greatsword, an ultra greatsword class, I know it's called, the name is the greatsword, but the weapon class is ultra greatsword. Don't ask me why they do that. People were jumping all over me like, "'Cause this isn't the only fist weapon in the game. I saw claws too." Yeah, but claw is claw type weapon. Like, I didn't classify them, believe me, it wasn't me. Let's talk to this awesome merchant before we open that trapped chest.
Who are you? I, Gavlan. Gavlan wheel, Gavlan deal. Gavlan wants soul. Many, many soul. What you want? With Gavlan, you wheel, you deal.
Gavlan's race is Gurm. It's essentially Dark Souls version of a dwarf, basically. But first, let's just buy...
Giants, 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 become unstoppable.
The Ring of Giants increases your poise. The beloved ring of the gallant shieldless Lothian, formerly of Ferosa, increases poise. Lothian was born a peasant and died a general. His determination and diligence were unmatched, especially on the battlefield, where he earned his name by choosing to fight without a shield. 1 second while I adjust this microphone. Much better. It was falling the entire time. So we're going to buy the Ring of Giants. And I also want to buy some poison moss for sure. And they do have poison arrows here. But first I need to sell some stuff. And that's the most important thing about Gavlan is he can actually buy your shit that you don't need. So I'm going to scroll through. I don't want to get rid of weapons that I only have one of, but I have 2 broadswords, so I can sell one of those. And you can look down where it has these requirements. If you look on the right side of this, I can't actually get over there with the tip thing. It says held 1, so I can look for held 2 and then sell one. Held 2. And I'll keep all my shields too. Armor sets, I'm going to keep my armor sets that I only have one of, except for hollow stuff. I don't really need the hollow armor, because later on we can get something much better that's practically the same thing, except new. The Royal Soldier stuff. Damn, got a lot of this shit too. Hollow infantry armor we can replace with just infantry armor. Oh, no, that's the infantry helm, not the hollow infantry helm. Old ironclad. That should do it there. Rings, I don't want to sell any of my rings. I don't want to sell any of my arrows. Decide for yourself what you want to sell, like whether or not it's worth selling some of this stuff. But I will point out that these cracked blue eye and cracked red-eye orbs. Pretty valuable. So if you're not planning on doing multiplayer right now, go ahead and sell them. And that's all I'm going to sell there. I do have this bleed stone, and I don't really have any intention to make a bleeding weapon, but I'm just going to hold on to it. That's plenty of souls for now. And I want to buy... I really only want 2 of these for now. These are just in case. We're going to have a free source of that very soon. Can buy all of those. There we go. Poison throwing knives.
With Gavlan, you deal. Much deal. These you take, huh? For you.
Gurm Great Axe. This is the reward for spending a lot of souls with Gavlan.
Gavlan will, Gavlan deal. Gavlan wants soul. Many soul. What you want. With Gavlan, you will, you deal. You go home.
Yep. And we got the Gurm Great Axe. A great axe used by the nomadic Gurm. At first glance, this great axe appears crude, but with further examination, one sees the fine craftsmanship of Gurm blacksmiths. Quite heavy for a human, but swung about with reckless abandon by the Gurm. It's extremely heavy. 24 units of weight on this thing. Extremely heavy. And I don't have the strength to use it one-handed. Can I use it? I don't even have the strength to use it two-handed, because it requires 50 strength. So... insane weapon there, but if you're looking for an axe, a great axe based in strength, there you go. Alright, so before we open this, I'm going to go ahead and equip my poison moss, just in case. If it's green, we roll away. If it's white, we block. There we go. And I'm going to keep that equipped, and you'll see why later. Silver talismans. These transform to blend into the environment. A tiny charm embedded with imitative magic, used to transform into something to blend in. Use this talisman to hide from invaders. Only provides the most superficial camouflage, but sometimes that is enough to do the trick. Yeah. It's basically Chameleon from Dark Souls 1, but in item form. I love this, man. I absolutely love this. Alright, that's enough. If you take action, obviously, the illusion breaks. Emit Force Miracle. We're just getting so much lore stuff right here, you know? Alright. But this one, a miracle derived from force, emits a forward-moving shockwave. Throughout history, there have been many examples of imitative miracles. When discerning original from imitator is nigh on impossible, which is which hardly matters. Alright, that's very practical of them. Now we can proceed forward. These guys can Estus if you leave them alone. Actually, I picked up the Varangian cuffs earlier, and I forgot to look at the lore on that as well. Cuffs worn by Varangians that terrorize nearby seas. The coastline stretches far in northern Drang Lake. Beyond this northern sea is an unexplored continent, said to be the home of things inhuman. Damn, they recover from throwing that oil too damn fast. Alright. Now, the bell. See the soul fires light up in those cages? I love that. The ship is lighting its way by burning souls trapped in prisoner cages. So great. So great. Homeward Bone and a life gem. Very nice, very useful. Alright, I need to be careful here. Because got two of these bros. Come on upstairs then. Come on. Come on. Oop, shit. I ended up trading with him after all. I'm gonna let the bleed go down before I try to take on the other guy. Wow, that bleed takes a while to drop off too. Oop, got clipped. Where's my backstab? I swear you can backstab these guys. It's also the most finicky shit in the world. Interesting to note, these guys are afraid of fire, right? But they drop pyromancer equipment. So it's really interesting to me. I don't know if they are pyromancers ultimately consumed by the fire. I suspect that their fear of the flame gives them a hatred of pyromancers. I mean, they drop all sorts of random shit, so it could be that it's nothing at all. It doesn't matter, but you know, Bruce, who worked on the Future Press guide, told me, Marcus, snipe these guys. Don't fight them in melee like you always fucking do. Snipe these guys, Marcus, for Christ's sake. He was so disappointed in me too, because I forgot the sorcerer's staff in Pate's Trap the other day. And he's like, why didn't you follow my walkthrough? I was like, my bad, man. He's worked on a lot of Future Press's guide. He's very experienced. He did a ton of work on the Dark Souls 2 guide as well. Really, really amazing dude. Amazing gamer. He told me he traded in some of his Xbox games to get a PlayStation 4. Be very quiet. Yeah. And I was like, well, that sounds reasonable. And he said, yeah, I traded in about 130 of them. Those jars are filled with poison, so that's why I didn't just kind of recklessly charge in. Damn it, it's just the sword. I really wanted the helmet. Now, this is an interesting thing to note. Shooting these doesn't actually break them, so it's really helpful at this point if you have some throwing knives. I apparently don't have any throwing knives. This is bad. I'm gonna have to waste a poison throwing knife on this. Oh well. There's some throwing knives right here though. Throwing knives and a flame butterfly. Those flame butterflies are very useful. Hold on, let me swap these. And we'll look at the lore here. Bottle filled with dried red butterflies. Stimulation of these rare butterflies creates a small flame, allowing torches to be lit on the go. These butterflies exude secretions which ignite upon exposure to air, protecting them from natural predators. Known and loved as handy firelighters, but feared as the catalyst of disastrous fires when found in swarms. And that's what you saw in the intro. If you watch the intro CG to the game, there are some there. Let me bust this one as well. It's all up in my way. And now we get an Estus Flask Shard. Sweet. Something's odd. I hear a crystal lizard. And here we have rocks and rocks. Why is only this smooth concrete? Let's see. Aha! They give you hints for this stuff. Oh, we got a large Titanite shard too. That's great. We can upgrade our weapon again. Tons of souls, life gems, all good, all fine, all nice. These guys are locked in an unfortunate predicament here. Royal Soldier's Ring. This is essentially the new... well, let's say it's the new Havel's Ring, basically. Royal Soldier's Ring. Increases maximum load. It doesn't have as ridiculous an effect as Havel's did, but once again, you have 4 ring slots, so it kind of makes sense. And there are higher versions of it, but this raises the amount of equipment that you can carry. A ring bearing a soldier's seal increases the load that can be carried. These rings were granted to warriors who distinguished themselves in the service of King Vendrick. The king favored simple warriors who staked their every battle on strength alone. A little bit of insight into Vendrick's character there. Alright, now that we're wearing that, we pretty much don't have that many Varangians left to kill, though. I was really hoping to get the helmet. Now, we could respawn them and kill them 14 more times looking for it, but it was mostly just I wanted to see if I could get it. Doesn't look like I'll get it on the first go here. Alright. Up here. Oh yeah. And now, the way to open this door is to pull this lever. Now we got the shortcut, and we can summon Lucatiel. But before we summon Lucatiel, let's clear out the remaining enemies. See, it's a really interesting thing. For a long time, oh right, there's more lurkers. Hold on, let me use the torch. For a long time, a lot of the guide staff was kind of puzzled as to how to complete Lucatiel and Ben Hart's side quests. But actually, where are you at? Oh, there you are. See, using that torch let me fight them one-on-one there, instead of having them both rush me. Alright, that's enough. We were really curious as to how to actually finish those side quests. The trick to it ended up being you have to have them alive at the end of their boss fights when you summon them to help you. So that's honestly one of the more difficult things to do in the game, to be just perfectly blunt. Because sometimes the summons AI is just ridiculously dumb. They do stupid shit. Alright. We have to clear out these ambushes right now. If we just proceed down this pier, this dock, and get onto the ship, we're going to be ambushed by these dudes right here. Any projectile attack at all, it does not have to be strong, will cause them to let go and fall into the water and die forever. I suggest it. I highly suggest it. So yeah, we want to be very careful with Lucatiel and not let her die, which is hard. It's easier said than done. Coming here, this is Carillion.
I see light, but it remains dim. I am Carillion, and I've no interest in the magic impaired.
Alright folks, you heard him, let's move on. If you have a high enough magic stat, and I believe that your int needs to be 8, I think is what it needs to be, you can talk to him and he will interact with you and sell you spells and shit, and you can go through his dialogue and he will move back to Majula. Now, we do need to do that at some point for a trophy, but that's where the Soul Vessel respec comes in, so we can redo our levels, get some int, come out here, talk to him, get him to move back, and then redo our levels again, if we need to do that. Which, you know, we'll see. It's one of the things that I'm less fond of in the design of this game. I felt like that was kind of not the greatest, but I want to kill this guy quick because he's got buddies. So for these dudes, use the deck. Use the deck to separate them. Block and counter. We sniped the one that was up there before. I quickly ran up here and killed this guy. Yes, we got it! Oh man, that's so awesome. Yay. It's not particularly good or anything, I just like it. I just like it, that's all. Just for looks, man, them fashion souls. All right, now we are clear all the way to the boss. The boss is right down here. But we have already stretched on way too far, so that will be the beginning of the next episode. I will catch you guys there. Later.
Yeah, I got my fucking helm. Yeah.